And sometimes when he plays with Serena, he likes to pull out the ukulele and just like plugging tunes in. And then all of a sudden he's like, redonkulous. And he's like, ah, he's like just making his own sound there.
It's the Jeff and Annie and James Redonkulous Show. Yeah.
Awesome.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Redonkulous podcast, where when life gets tough, we get redonkulous. This is episode 11. Now, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. We are under Redonkulous Podcast.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Redonkulous Podcast with no space. If you have any suggestions or comments, we would love to hear from you guys. Or give us a call or text on our hotline. The number is 332-203-2449. Once again, it's 332-203-2449.
Joining us today, we have a very, very special guest. She is a pharmacist in the New York City area. And more important than that, she is Annie's older sister. We call her Jie. We might be calling her Nuna today. Helen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for coming on to the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Welcome, Jia.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Nuna.
Nuna. I know you were a little bit nervous before we started.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure what to say, but I'm hoping to be part of this great conversation that you guys are having now and put in my inputs.
Today's word of the day is austere. It's an adjective. It means severe or strict in manner, attitude, or appearance. An example word is an austere man with a rigidly outlook. Can't pronounce it.
Because all of us have the sentence that James is going to read in front of us. And the word that he paused at is puritanical.
What does puritanical mean?
All I know is James paused, and then he's like, nope, I ain't saying this word. Jay, you don't need to be nervous tonight because this podcast is not going to be austere in any form or shape. You'll be
Good
fine.
job.
Serious hypotheticals.
You're at a local mega mart like Walmart or your local equivalent, and you feel an explosive diarrhea attack coming on. You run to the nearest bathroom, which happens to be a single stall bathroom, and let loose. When you feel better, you realize that there is no toilet paper and no seat covers. The only other things in the bathroom are an air hand dryer, a sink, and a mirror. What do you do?
Oh my God.
This is a good one.
Air hand dryer, a sink, and a mirror. You're basically telling us to use our hands to wipe, huh?
I know, that's the trap.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
That is the trap. Why did you put? You could just say air dryer, but the word hand is in there. Air hand dryer. It's like, hey, you're using your hands, buddy.
Since you're in a mega mart, I feel like I would just put on my pants really quick, run out, go buy some tissue paper or toilet paper, run back in, and then do my thing.
But it's explosive. What if you're exploding left and right?
You might have to use your hands and
Wait,
wipe. But wash your hands.
But you have a
but
sink. They don't have soap. You're in trouble.
Oh, no soap.
It doesn't even say
Yeah.
soap.
You know what? You do all that first. You go out and then buy a soap.
Use your underwear. Use your
Huh.
underwear. Throw it out. Go out to the Walmart and buy a new pair of underwear.
You sound like you're experienced.
Yeah, this is personal experience 101.
In this scenario, you're lucky to have that blowout at Walmart or a store like Walmart. What if you're not in Walmart?
What if you're at a concert?
No, what if you're at a park, at a public toilet? I'm just thinking about certain someone.
I was at a park one time. Wait, you know my story?
No, but I know, I guess a few people.
I've been to parks before, and I love parks. I work in New Jersey, so sometimes I'm on the road. You got to take your morning dump, and this is already after 1 or 2 cups of coffee. And then I'm just like, oh no, I really, really gotta go. And there are no Mega Marts or Walmarts nearby. My one true savior in New Jersey so far has been Dunkin' Donuts. I blessed that toilet so many times.
Oh my God.
The second time was when I went to the park.
Did they have
And
toilet paper? One time I went, but I didn't have that diarrhea situation. But they didn't have toilet paper. I was just like, oh.
And what
they
did
only
Oh.
had a sink, a air hand dryer, and a mirror.
No, but the problem is that they have different stalls too. It's not like you're in your own stall. But I was
Yeah.
very lucky that I had tissue paper in my pocket.
Oh.
I was very lucky.
Maybe that's the
Okay.
lesson of this story. Just bring
tissue paper.
Yeah, bring tissue paper wherever you go.
So I have a couple of stories about this situation. I was in the city on July 4th and it was time to go home. So I went down to the 7 train, and once I hit Grand Central, probably 2 stops away from Times Square. So I had to get all the way down to Flushing, which is the last stop on the 7 train. My stomach started hurting. And then I started having like cold sweats.
Oh my God.
I was just sweating and it would come and go. And it was the most painful thing I ever experienced. And then once I got to Flushing, thank God there was a bathroom, a disgusting bathroom at the station. I just ran, I jetted,
Oh
and
my
that
God.
bathroom was disgusting.
Was there toilet paper?
There was toilet paper, but
It sounds like your situation was very austere. Out of a lot of people I know, you're able to hold your poop pretty well. For me, I have little tolerance. As soon as my body detects it, oh, it gotta go out the door. There's no waiting. I gotta go. I gotta go now. I gotta go 5 minutes ago.
oh, you don't understand. It was really, really bad. I don't know how I did it.
Usually
Like
the body attacks you within like every 5 minutes, right?
yeah.
Like, okay, it calms down, and then 5 more minutes. Oh my gosh, again.
And that was probably like a 30 to 40-minute ride. I had my friends next to me, Xiao and Christian. I was like, guys, don't talk to me right now.
Do not even look at me. Thank God for the dirty, dirty, dirty bathroom.
I'll take anything at that point. But I closed my eyes and I tried to sleep. No, it wasn't working.
I think I would use my socks actually.
What?
Oh.
Ew.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
yeah, I feel more comfortable using my socks than my underwear.
Please continue.
Yeah, I think I'll use my socks and maybe both socks. It's explosive.
Would you turn it inside out or you use it as is?
Yeah, definitely inside out. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then go out, buy some soap, come back, and then sanitize.
Whatever you were wearing flip flops that day.
I mean, I guess go commando.
I wouldn't use socks only because my feet are very, very sweaty. I don't know if I feel comfortable using it. I'm just wiping myself and I'm just like, ugh.
In that kind of situation, you kind of have to.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
it's
use
either your
I use
socks
my
or your
underwear.
hand. For girls, it just doesn't feel right to use your underwear.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think for boys might be easier, but girls, you need your underwear.
because guys, their pants are looser, and for girls, most of the time we're wearing skinny jeans or leggings.
Going commando?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with
Not-
leggings, you can see everything.
Have you done commando, Jeff?
I can speak for
Yeah,
you.
all day, every day, all day.
This is about getting lost in Mexico around the Cancun area. I think I was about in my early 20s in college. I went with a group of friends. We're all college students at that time. And we were staying in a resort, and they had a lot of options of going off the resort, like going to Xiaoha. It's a park where you could just snorkel all day, the whole
I've
park.
been there. I've been there too. It's really, really
Yeah.
fun.
The hotel offered a price that was much higher. So we're saying, maybe we can save a few bucks here or there by taking the public transportation ourselves, because there's a bus station near our hotel where we could just walk to. and we decided to just go with that. Probably save about maybe $50 per person for a few buses that we can select from. I guess this is Mexico, so they can go from the cheapest ride to the most expensive ride, even in the bus station. And we chose the middle priced one. That should be decent. The bus looked good, and then we got on. We realized there was no AC on the bus in Mexico. We're like, okay,
Oh man.
all the windows were open. We're like, okay, we weren't too hot, but we were fine. So the ride was about, I think, an hour or 2 hours long. We're like, okay, that's normal. Then we realized that was a bad mistake. We sat near a couple that was standing next to us, that was hovering over us, holding on to a bar. And that couple was, like all natural, armpit hair and hair everywhere.
They had that ill body odor.
Yes, no deodorant. So
Oh,
we spent
man.
the whole bus ride, most of the bus ride, smelling that body odor.
They were your air fresheners.
Yes. Well, luckily, one of my good friends had a tiger balm. He's like, you guys want this? And we're like, yes.
What did you do? You put it under your nose or something? You put it.
It got under our nose. We applied it continuously throughout the whole ride until we got there.
Doesn't that
That's how
burn?
bad it was. No, it was good.
Okay.
Trust me, at that moment, the body odor burned. It was pretty bad. I still remember till this day. This was 13 years ago. I could still remember. It's horrible.
What was the smell like?
Like locker room, post gym.
New York subway?
I guess, but this was worse because they're hovering right over you, the armpit right in front of you.
Sometimes in New York City, the subway is pretty bad. But
Yeah, they hover over you too in the summer.
I've walked into locker rooms before. Oh, they cannot compare.
No, but at the same time, like I said, the window was open and the wind was blowing into the bus. It was blowing back and forth. That's pretty bad. But that wasn't part of the story that's like annoying.
Oh, there's more.
So there's more. This is just a side thing that was annoying.
That you remember it 12,
Yeah,
13 years ago.
On our way to Shelha, taking the New York City bus, you're so used to them telling you, here's the stop, here's the next stop. You kind of can see a bus stop sign somewhere that you know that's a stop. But we were trying to look for that and we didn't notice any stops. So we just sat on the bus and hoping that the bus driver would just say, that's Shelha, anyone, Shelha, get off now. Next thing you know, the bus stopped. We were at the last stop. We all got off and the only way to get out of the bus stop is we had to buy another ticket. And we're like, we're not buying another ticket to go back. It was technically the bus driver's fault for not telling us, I guess we were thinking that. So I went up to the bus driver. I was like, you skipped our stop and we just want to go back. Can we just go back and just let us know which stop to get off? And the next thing he's like looking at me. Yeah, no, he did not speak any English. I already paid for my ride, I just didn't get off.
You just kept going. You took it all the way to Flushing.
I had to figure out my Spanish. Thank goodness that we were in a Spanish-speaking country because we all learned Spanish.
How did you ask them? I want to know.
We combined all our Spanish that we knew.
With all our powers combined.
This is Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Fire.
To get our idea through. And he still didn't understand us.
Oh, no.
You guys are missing heart.
I remember how to say bus. And I was like, este autobus. No alto. Because I kept saying the stop sign saying alto, right? So I'm like, okay, alto means stop. So I'm like, alto, please go alto. Shut up. I keep saying that. I just kept it simple. I still remember this is the phrase I used. And I was like, I gave him an austere look.
Oh, there we go. The austere look is busted out.
Yeah.
No jokes now.
He was confused. So at that time I was still a pharmacy intern. I worked at a pharmacy and I kept my pharmacy Spanish going. So I still know how to speak Spanish regarding anything about pharmacy. Then I try to pull up any Spanish I knew. I'm like, I said, no paga. I had to talk to someone else. And then the other guy, I think, kind of understood what I was saying. So we hopped back onto the bus again. We stood at the steps of the bus, by the bus driver. And then finally he told us, he's like, this is a stop. I'm like, okay. And then we got off. And we're like, thank you. We got off and he drove away. We turned around. We're like, Where are we? There's like no
No
sign.
way.
So we just continue walking like for 10 minutes and we're like, there you go. We found Xiaoha. So
Oh, thank
Oh.
God.
I know. It was
For
such
10
a
minutes?
long it was such a long commute to get to Xiaoha.
Your pharmacy Spanish was not good enough. You got to learn dry cleaner Spanish. That I
should've
heard that
had-
course was really good.
Should have had
Dry
James
clean?
with you.
Yeah. Senor Hummus. I heard that guy got 5 stars on Yelp. Wait, no. Sorry. Rate My Professor. Whatever website they're using. 5 stars.
Who?
Professor
Which one?
Hummus?
Yeah, so I speak a little dry cleaner Spanish. You know, words that we use a lot in the dry cleaners. Not
It's
5
like
stars.
you just need to know enough
Yes,
to get through the dry cleaning part.
You mentioned pharmacy Spanish, and then the first thing that comes out, no paga.
Yeah, no paga copay.
Guys, I want to share this story with you that I found on Reddit. It's called This New Old House, and it's by this user called Batoto of Hell 821. That's the username. She submitted the story. We bought an old house, my boyfriend and I. He's in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on wallpaper removal duty. The previous owner papered every wall and all the ceilings. Removing it is brutal, but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel. I know Annie can attest to this. The best feeling is
Yeah, I
getting
like
a
peeling
long
things.
peel, similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn. I don't know about you, but I kind of make a game of peeling on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under a corner section of paper in every room is a person's name and a date. Curiosity got the best of me one night when I Googled one of the names and discovered the person was actually a missing person. The missing date matched the date under the wallpaper. The next day, I made a list of all the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was for a missing person with dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent out the crime scene team. I overheard one tech say, "Yup, it's human." Human? What's human? Then the cop tells me, "Ma'am, where's the material you removed from the walls already? This isn't a wallpaper you were removing."
Creepy.
Ew. What? How does that even work?
When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Would they like de-skin the person and then flatten it and dry it and then make it into wallpaper?
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I was thinking more like they did something with the body and then they put it in paint and then painted the wall.
Oh, James, you freaking serial killer.
Ooh.
Next time, I'm gonna look at wallpaper differently.
Houses in New York City are super, super old.
Yeah.
You never know if it's haunted.
My cousin and then a friend is in town from Korea, and Jack offered to take us to the best pizzeria.
Is that Lucia's?
No, it's actually called Ducali's, and this restaurant was featured by Food Insider. They actually don't take reservations, and it's a really small restaurant. They only have like 10 tables. You have to get there before 4, wait in line, and start taking names at 5. So our reservation was actually set for 10 p.m.
6 hours.
Yeah,
That's
6 hours.
crazy.
I want to test it out. It cannot be that busy during the weekdays. There's no way.
Do they text you when the table is ready?
They actually called us. They took our phone number and called us when it was ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so me and Jack, we had a lot of time. So we actually went to IKEA to buy a mirror that his girlfriend wanted. I think the mirror was like 7 feet tall.
What?
Yeah.
You got it from a circus, special order.
We had half a Vietnamese sandwich.
I like how
Yeah.
you're so precise. We only had half that sandwich.
Yeah, because we don't want to ruin our appetite for the pizza.
Yes,
So-
you mean for the meal 6 hours later.
So we're like, let's just get one and share half. Yeah, and then we watched some YouTube videos.
You getting paid by YouTube or something? That's the second time you brought up YouTube.
Oh yeah, check out our YouTube channel, Redonkulous Podcast.
Shameless plug.
So we went to a bar nearby to just warm up, order some beer, and as soon as the waiter handed us the beers, Jack got a phone call saying our table is ready.
You guys
So
down the beer?
yeah, in the honor of you, we downed the beer, and then we ran to the restaurant. Uh,
Who's clapping?
That was me.
Oh.
when we got to the restaurant, the tables were very close to each other, and you can see like the brick oven there, and the atmosphere was very nice. It was very cozy. When we got seated, there wasn't anywhere to hang our jackets, so we just hung it behind our chairs, and then we ordered 2 dishes. All of a sudden, something hit me on the back of my head. Next thing I know, I see tomato sauce splattered on
Oh,
Oh
my
my god.
phone on the table, and then I just feel the cheese and the tomato sauce, the pie, run down my head, onto my back, onto my seat.
Oh,
wow, that's part of the experience.
I hear people gasping. They're like, "Oh!" And the whole restaurant just went silent. Everyone was just staring. That just happened to me. I was so shocked. I think for like 15 seconds, I was just sitting there with my mouth open.
Oh, showering in the pasta sauce.
Yeah, a piece of sauce. Yeah, well, same thing. The staff was really awesome. They gave me kitchen towels, napkins to clean up at the sink. So while I'm cleaning up, actually the waitress hands me a sweater. One of the customers told me to give it to you. I was so thankful and grateful for the guy that gave it to me, because my shirt was destroyed. Yeah, I feel bad I didn't get his number so I can thank him.
If I were you, I would have just, if that got over me, I would have just like dabbed at it and then, tried it fresh out the oven.
Well, his mouth was open for a couple of seconds.
Oh,
so
you
he
probably got
tasted
some in there.
but was
Yeah.
it the waitress that bumped you with that?
It was behind me. I didn't see it. And Jack saw it. There was a table behind us, and the waitress was coming over to that table with the pie. And the guy sitting there, I guess he got very excited. He stood up, raised his hands, and then it knocked the pie towards me,
Oh,
and it landed on me.
was that pie hot?
Oh yeah, it was hot. I actually got a blister on my own.
You just
So
want some hot pizza.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So,
he got it.
yeah.
You did get
Looks on his
washed.
jacket.
When I got back, my jacket was pretty clean. My phone was clean. The table was clean. Yeah, it was like it never happened.
Glam RN.
Good thing you're in the dry cleaning business.
The restaurant gave us the meal for free.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So she ordered another cheese pie, plain cheese pie, and that was on the house too. So,
Oh, that was nice of them.
yeah,
Your
and
cousins had a good time?
they had fun watching me
Got a
get
show.
slammed with a piece of pie. Yeah, and they said the restaurant was too tight. In Korea, they have like a minimum 1 meter in between the table. And this place was less 1 foot away from one table.
Welcome to New York.
You think it's less spacious than Grimaldi's?
Yeah, less spacious than Grimaldi.
Oh, yep. New York.
Grimaldi's was my favorite pizza restaurant, but now Lucali's my favorite pizza restaurant. It was so good.
Just don't want to wait that long. That is
Yeah,
a
I don't like that
long
wait. I get hangry.
That's why you need half a Vietnamese sandwich.
I'll eat that whole sandwich.
The thing with Jia is she never gets full. She's always hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do when you're on vacation?
I think I'm always snacking. Serena, she's always hungry too. She's always snacking with me now. So I have to be careful not to eat, because then otherwise if I'm eating, she wants.
What do you like to snack on?
Oh, I have a whole snack pantry at home.
You hide it from
Ooh.
her?
Yes, my pantry, all my cabinets are locked up, so that
My
she
God.
can't go in. Yeah.
When
That's
I
next
was
level.
little, when we were little, I used to go to Jia's room because she had snacks hidden in her room. She had fish snacks, beef jerky, chips.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man.
We would just like munch on that at night.
While I watched my dramas, it was good.
Yeah.
I still do that.
I could imagine Serena passing out and then you're just like, woo, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I pull out the snacks now. So she's 2 years old now, right? When you have toddlers at home, you have to lock up all your cabinets. So I got these really good, highly rated locks from Amazon, and they said these are the best. 6 months later, Serena figured it out. She just put them all in the
Oh.
cabinet.
Wow.
It's not Serena proof.
I had to go back onto Amazon and research for another lock. I have double locks.
Wow.
So
Wow.
these locks she cannot open for sure at this moment.
6
And she
months
knows,
later.
and she knows where the snacks are. She knows exactly. She points to it right there. I want goldfish.
Serena's the
Yeah.
definition of hangry.
She gets hangry now.
She was hangry ever since she was born.
I remember
Eats a
when
lot.
before she slept, she always wanted to drink more milk, and then she gets really mad if you stop giving her milk. She go ah, and then you're like, oh, okay, 2 more ounces here. I used to be like, why is she always so mad? Like right before bed. And now I know it's because she wanted more milk. The way Serena really likes to eat is not the average baby. I think the average baby don't really like to eat that much.
Nicholas would push the milk away. Once he's had enough, he would push it with his hand away. He won't use his hands to hold it. He's like, nope, I ain't feeding myself. As soon as he's done, he pushes it away. He's
Yeah.
like, nope, no more.
I spoon fed him Japanese pumpkin today, and he just blew raspberries all over me.
Yeah, you taught him that though, and then he's just been doing that nonstop.
Blue
Yeah.
raspberries? What do you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, like he had a mouthful of pumpkin,
Ah.
and then he sneezed, and then it just went all over my sweater.
Oh no.
Joys of motherhood.
Tell us about your most recent vacation. You went to the West Coast, right? You got to hang out with some family. Serena got to hang out with her older cousins. How was that?
Yeah, she did. It was a great trip. We were in San Diego for 1 week with Albert's family. Once that trip was over, we flew up to San Francisco and hung out with my cousin and Albert's uncle. It was a great trip. The best part was just getting to hang out with family and have Serena hang out with her cousins so that they can be close. The good thing about hanging out with an older cousin is that Serena, after this trip, I noticed she had grown a lot, as in her vocabulary has grown a lot. She expresses herself more. She's more vocal now. I'm not sure if it's her age that hit that time where she can do that, or is it the trip where when you hang out with someone older, you learn from them. So
I think
thought
it's
that
a
was a
trip.
good.
Oh.
The first
Yeah.
trip you guys went to Texas, that was last year. And she came back and she could say uncle. She didn't know that before.
Oh yeah.
And then this time, okay, so yesterday we had dinner and she talks so much now, even though she can't really say her name yet.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like
Selena.
Selena.
Selena. It's getting better. It used to be Nina, and then it became Rina, and now it's Serena.
She's also very feisty.
Yeah, so she also hit the terrible 2 mark, where she
Yikes.
just throws her random tantrums now. Whenever she doesn't get her way, she just throws a tantrum. So a lot of people wonder, like, how do you stop that, or how do you deal with tantrums? We try to find ways to distract her, just get her
Ooh.
mind off of things. Like, oh, be like, what's this? You want to eat this? And then all of a sudden she'd be like, whoop. She'd like stop her tantrum and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Sometimes that works. Recently, she's been obsessed with watching home videos or videos on our phones, especially watching herself. I notice a lot of kids love to watch videos of themselves. Funny.
Yeah, the most interesting thing was she's always saying uncle and ai, right? Which is me and Annie.
She says "ai" first. That's me.
All right. Not relevant to the story, but sure, yeah. So what I'm saying is she's always saying ai and uncle. And yesterday we were there in person, and
Yeah.
she just kept telling Albert that she wants to see ai and uncle on the phone in
Yes.
video.
Ai's uncle right here.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no, she meant, the video. Any video is called Ai Uncle.
I think
Great.
kids just love repetition.
So Albert and I talked about it. We were saying, we can't let her watch video every time she cries about it. Only maybe once in a while. There are days when she just wakes up the second her eyes open, she wants to watch videos. And we're like, no, you gotta drink your milk first, and then we'll let you watch some video. Okay. So the first 2 times we tried that, it didn't work. She just kept crying. We just ignored her crying. We just let her do it. Just let her through her tantrum. And then she'll stop, because that's the good part of Serena. She'll realize that it didn't work. So she just stopped and she's like, I want milk. When we got back from our trip, she wants to watch video right before bed as well. But we did not let her watch her video. We just say, it's reading time. If you don't want to read, you just go to sleep. So then we said, no, we read or you go to sleep. And she says, we read. And then she decided to read with us. It was good.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I know. You sometimes just need to be, strict at that moment and then hold it in for yourself too. And then they'll understand. They'll get it. It's tough.
How old do you think you can start doing that? Because Nicholas is way too young to do that right now.
We didn't start disciplining Serena until these few days. I guess we consider that disciplining, but when you notice that they understand things, they'll get the point.
They actually understand what you're telling them.
Serena kind of understands things. She'll say sentences now. She'll understand that, oh, Mama's not having some, Baba's not having some, and she says, so Serena will not have any. And then she'll get, okay, and then she gets it like that.
She's so cute, and it's weird sometimes because we've seen her since she was born, so she's so big now. We saw some videos of when you guys are on vacation, and I just see her walking ahead of you guys when she's exploring and stuff. I just think that's the cutest thing in the world.
Yeah, they grow up fast.
All right, so check this out. BuzzFeed released this article recently, guys, and this is really recent. My cousin Teresa, thank you, Teresa, for sharing this with us. She linked me this article, and then she thought it'd be interesting to talk about. Chris Evans, Dylan Sprouse, and more celebrities are slamming the casting of James Dean in a movie. This film studio, Magic City Films, announced that they will be casting Hollywood icon James Dean for their upcoming movie, Finding Jack. And if you guys don't know, James Dean is a pretty popular, good-looking white male dude that passed away in the 1950s. He died in a car accident. He was at the age of 24. Now, it doesn't matter that they're coming out with this movie. The controversial part is that instead of casting a real-life actor, they're going to use CGI to I guess play him. Now, a lot of the actors against this because they feel like their livelihood is being threatened. Why don't you just cast an up and coming actor? Or maybe you don't have to spend so much money, you don't need to pay them as much, but at least you're giving them the opportunity to land this part.
For those of you guys that don't know, CGI is computer generated imagery, computer graphic effects. I think it's great because you got to roll with the punches and go with the times. You can't let it hold you back. It's good, even though a lot of actors are against it.
There's two sides to this because the actor is deceased, so he doesn't really have control of what image you're portraying of him. It's a good thing that technology is so advanced right now. That's cool because I remember when Michael Jackson was on the American Music Awards, was it? He was performing.
About this. Yes.
Yeah, via CGI, and that was
so cool.
Really, really cool. And I don't think that was any bad portrayal of him. So I think that was great. Yeah, if they're putting him in a bad light, then I don't really agree with it.
One thing I forgot to mention is that the director, this guy named Anton Ernst, he got the family support. He says the family is supportive of them making this film. We don't know if they actually fully support it or they're just getting paid for saying that. If you're using CGI just to save money or you don't want to pay an actor, I don't agree with that. It needs to be done respectfully. It can't just be a movie that they're making just for the sake of making money.
The quality of the movie might drop because of CGI.
Now that I thought about CGI, I did saw a part of the talk show, Tamron Hall in the morning. They were talking about they're going to redo a Whitney Houston concert using CGI. So they were talking about how some people, the fans are excited and how some fans are not excited. So there were also two sides of the story of that. But for fans, they get to see their favorite person, I guess, to perform again is a big deal. The cost of the concert, it shouldn't be cost as much as watching a real life person than, just a CGI. Like the price should be cut in half or at least or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
nostalgia is a huge factor. People would pay an arm and a leg just to relive their childhood. I mean, look at Disney. Oh, also, what Annie was saying about the Michael Jackson. When I saw that performance for the first time, you could tell it's CGI. You know that it's not Michael Jackson himself. But the way he moves and the way that he danced, the audio and the visual all synced up together, and you see Michael Jackson dancing on stage with other real live dancers. That was so cool.
Yeah, I remember now that you mention it.
So another thing about this article, did you guys watch the Fast and Furious, the one where Paul Walker passed away?
yes.
What they did on set was they used whatever he filmed already, but whatever he did not film, they actually had his brother come in and they CGI'd Paul Walker's face on him, and then they finished the movie that way.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to use CGI. I mean, that to finish the movie and it'll be a nice closure.
Yeah, I thought that was nice.
Yeah, so I guess that's where we draw the line, right? I mean, it's not black and white, it's a very gray area. As long as they do it respectfully and they're doing it for the right reasons, I really don't see why not. Helen Nuna, thank you very much for joining us today. It was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a good time talking
Yeah.
about Serena and with Nicholas and the time I got lost.
Yeah, guys, if there's
Yeah.
something you would like us to cover on a future episode, in the show notes below, we're going to be having our email, which is redonkulouspodcast@gmail.com. And we're also working on another forum where you guys can contact us and leave us a comment. We'd love to start a conversation there. Thank you guys for listening and stay redonkulous.
It's the Redonkulous Podcast starring Annie and Jeff and my coolest guy in the world whose name is James. It's Redonkulous.
Please hit the like and subscribe button.